Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back. Uh, Before we start, I just want to tell you a little thing of what made me think about this situation here. As you see the name of the title, it's cleaning my gun with water, and I know that is considered, that's extremely bad. That's heresy. All that stuff. The worst thing you can do, you know? Well, if that's true, let me tell you a quick little story. I was at the range. This was, oh wow, a couple years ago. I was at the range, and there was a guy down there shooting a 22 AR. He was all by himself, and he wasn't wearing, any headphones or anything like that. Ear protection or anything like that. And when he was reloading, I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And he says, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And we started talking about each other's firearms. And I said, "I'm surprised to see you shooting that with no headphones." I said, "Don't let those club, guys see that." I said, "They'll really get on your shit about that." He goes, "I don't care about that." He says, "I can't hear anyway." Because he kept saying, "What, what?" And he was talking real loud. I said, "What?" I said, "Was just born like that?" He goes, "No, it's just the military did that." He goes, "They gave you shit ear protection." He says, "I was in the military and I was shooting and all that." And he goes, "My hearing's gone." He goes, "I'm hard of hearing. I'm never going to get it back. So I shoot. I'll wear ear protection if I'm shooting a bigger caliber than 22, but other than that." And I asked him, I said, "Are they using that CLP and all that?" Because I don't see where an all-in-one cleaner and lubricant can, scientifically do that. And he goes, yeah, they use that. He says, "They gave us this little Otis cleaner thing." He says, "And it's got a little wire on there with plastic coating, and you just put a patch on it and run it through the bore, and you wipe some stuff down. That's it. It makes it real fast and clean. You roll it up, put it back in, and that's it." He says, "But what I used to do," he says, "when we got back to base and we wanted to clean," he says, "because after you leave boot camp, you don't have to have it sparkling clean." And I learned this in boot camp because we used to sneak, our ARs, we used to sneak them in the shower with us. And we would let the shower, we'd clean everything off with the shower because that hot water in the shower, it would rinse all that carbon and all that dirt out. It would clean everything out real good. And it had good, the water was, had a good stream and all that. It would rinse it out real good. Nice hot water, cleaned it up real good. And then we would take it out, and then we would get our cleaning kit, and we'd run patches through it and wipe stuff down, get it all dry. And then we used the CLP and all that because it was a lubricant as well as a cleaner. And then when he came back and the sergeant would white glove us, everything was spotless. And we didn't have to sit there and use 1,000 patches and bust our ass cleaning it. So I said, I said, "Well, I see a lot of people using that ultrasonic cleaner." He goes, "It's the same damn thing." He goes, "All that stuff," he goes, with the water and all that, as long as you get it dry and don't let it sit too long, ain't nothing going to happen to your firearm. It won't rust. Just make sure when you're done, you dry it completely, and you put a thin coat of oil on it, and it'll be clean and it's easy. You don't need all that special cleaners and spending all that money for shit. Save it for ammo." But I didn't want to do that. I was afraid to do that. But I'm watching videos on YouTube, and you can look them up. Look up ultrasonic cleaners and guns. And you'll see people using it all the time for Glocks and everything. Now, I thought it was a sin, a mortal sin, to put water in your gun. Well, then why are you putting it in an ultrasonic cleaner? So, anybody who sees this, for one, I hope you subscribe, and please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and pass this, share this video, and pass it on, and see if I can get. I'd like to see some other comments from people on what they think of that situation. So let's do this. We'll safety check this. There's nothing in that. Nothing in the chamber. Nothing in there. Drop the mag. Nothing in the mag. Close the bolt up. And then we're going to take it down. So we take the barrel off and all that. We'll take out this firing pin and all that. Now, there's surprisingly, now this is a brand new gun. I've never even shot this gun. I just got it, and I haven't been able to go to the range and shoot this particular gun. And there's hardly any oil on it at all. There's just a film, a small light film of oil. There's a little bit of oil on the front where the firing pin and the extractor are. Now this, I would not run underwater or clean it with that, because I'm afraid that I don't want to have to take, this pin out and take all this shit out unless I absolutely have to get oil back in there and to get lubricant back in there so that nothing rusts. I don't want to have to deal with that. I will clean this the regular way that I would always clean this. But other than that, and the same thing with this frame, I'll clean this as best as I can and then leave it at that until it is extreme dirty. But this is a whole different matter. Why can I not get a little tub? Say I go and shoot this, and I shoot my 9mm, and I wouldn't put my slide, because with that I have to take the firing pin out. Same thing. I wouldn't put my slide in it, but I could put my barrel in there. I could put my recoil spring in there. My guide rod's plastic. That's not a big deal. But why can I not put this in a tub with simple green added to the water and get, a nylon brush and scrub it down? Scrub it all down. Scrub, run, a bore brush through the bore. Clean that all up. Take off the front. Make sure that that's all clean and no water gets stuck around there and all that. And then, dry it off real good. Get an air compressor, blow it all out. Look how clean it is. You can see it's never been fired. Look, it's not even a dark mark on the breech face and the feed ramp or any of that. That's how clean it is. And then clean this, and then after I get done, I take it out of the simple green and water. Then I run it in the spigot, run water through it, get all the soap off, get it all nice and clean. And then get an air compressor, blow as much, actually just get a can of air. That's cheaper. And blow as much as I can. Dry it off with, some pads and all that stuff. Let it sit up like this. Keep this cap off so to make sure that everything dries and all that. And then once it's dry and all that, then put a very light film of oil on it, because that's what's on it. It's a very, 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 very light film of oil. And that's how it should be set up. That'll collect less carbon. And clean it like that. Why can't I do that? Turn this camera up a little bit here. It's like sliding. Yeah. Why can't I do that? What's the difference between me scrubbing this down like that and putting it in an ultrasonic cleaner? Isn't an ultrasonic cleaner got water in it? And soap. Some people put dish soap. That's a degreaser. You know, I would use Simple Green. You know, that's concentrate, and I would add that to some water and scrub it down. I'll tell you right now, it'd save a lot of money on the cleaners, and it'd save a lot of time. A lot of time. Save you a lot of pads and all that stuff. And you can clean at least your barrel. You can get that clean, get all that carbon out of there without using all them harsh chemicals and all that shit. Then you just wipe down the outside of the gun with some alcohol. You know, that I've seen somebody left a comment. They just wipe down the outside of the gun with a little bit of alcohol, which is cheaper than any gun cleaner you're going to buy. And then they only use solvent for the inside of the bore. So you just try it with similar. I mean, all an ultrasonic cleaner is, you know, and you can look it up. Just look at ultrasonic gun cleaners. People are using Simple Green in the water, putting it in, you know, an ultrasonic cleaner. All it does is vibrate the water with sound waves. That's all that it does. And they do it for 4 minutes, and then they take it out. What's the difference between doing that and getting a little tub of water and some Simple Green and maybe a nice nylon brush on a rod and scrubbing this down so it doesn't scratch everything up and it keeps it looking all nice and all that stuff, and then running it through the bore, and then if I have to, you know, get, you know, some hoppies or Ballistol or whatever it is that you use, and then run that through the bore just to double check and make sure that that's nice and clean. And then you wipe all that out and then, you know, dry it and put a very light coat of oil. This is all anodized. This is all anodized steel. I mean, that gold and everything, it's all anodized over a cold Heimer forged barrel and steel or aluminum. What's the difference? Why can't I clean my gun like that? Why can't I clean this firearm like that? And I'm not talking about this bolt. I'll clean this the regular way carefully so I don't get anything inside of crevices that I have to take apart until I get more comfortable taking things apart and all that. And this frame is, you know, I would just, you know, blow it out and clean this the way I would normally clean it as well as I can and all that, and still do that way. But this part, and then with my other handguns, why can't I put the barrel in the Simple Green, clean it? Use the brush, scrub it. Use the brush it came with that's nylon, and scrub it. Scrub it on the outside, scrub it on the inside, scrub it all with the water and the Simple Green. Wearing gloves, and do the same thing with the guide, you know, the spring and the guide rod. Now, I wouldn't do the slide. Some guns, it's easier to do. The CZ that I have is the only 9mm I have. To take that firing pin out and all that stuff is, you got to take pins out and all that stuff, and I'm not doing that. Now you're getting a little, you know, out of hand. I can wipe it down and do it that way. That's not a problem. But I'm just, you know, I just got that question. So, you know, pass this along. And like I said, if I haven't already, share this video. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I would love to hear what other people say. Because I think you could get it that you set it up like this, get a can of air, blow through that barrel with a can of compressed air, get the water off, dry it off, run some patches through it and all that stuff, and then put a light, very light coat of mineral oil on there, like they have, the factory has. Run it through there and run a little bit through that bore, and just have a bore snake when you're ready to go to the range, and run a bore snake through it before you fire anything, because you don't want oil in a barrel before you fire. Why can't I do that? What's the difference between doing it by hand and using an ultrasonic cleaner? And why spend all that money on, CLP or Ballistol or Hoppies and all that? I mean, I have it. Hold on to it for when stuff gets really bad. Why can't, give me a reason. That's what I'm looking for. Of, why it would be a bad idea. So, okay. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.